So you read the books, you have the ideas, and you've taken all the courses. Why are you not succeeding? I was in the very same boat as you until I learned how to implement the mastermind strategy. So I'm not going to talk too much about the mastermind today, but what I want you to realize is that when you're going after some of your ideas and your goals and your hopes, you are missing one big thing. You are in the same feedback loop as you've always been, limiting to one person. Having other people looking at your ideas, hearing what you want to do, and also understanding more and more about you will open up the floodgates for you in order to get other feedback so you can learn from other people and see it from a different point of view. Because guess what? All right, if you know already now that you'd like to know a little bit more about this, there's a link for you right in the description that you can click on. So go there right now. If not, continue watching and I'll teach you more. We are stuck in our own patterns, stuck in our own way of thinking. And that's why we need to have new inspiration, which we can get from books and courses and ideas that we get. However, we need insights from other people, people that can cover your blind side or your blind spot, like I like to call it. And that's what this video is all about. I want to knock into your head with a hammer or a nail and what have you, so that you understand that you must surround yourself with like-minded people that have a totally different point of view. They may be in a totally different industry or a different age group, different culture, different sex. All of these things you need to figure out when you start building your mastermind. And you need to be in a group that gives you that honest feedback. And the longer you've been in that group and the more you share of yourself, the more you help others, they start understanding your insights. That's how Alf thinks, or that's how he thinks. But what about this? And that's what keeps on happening over and over and over again for me in my masterminds. I get different points of views, different insight, different ideas, simple things that is like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? That kind of stuff. That's the kind of ahas you need, okay? So the most successful entrepreneurs that I work with, they don't just have better ideas. As a matter of fact, it's not the idea. They have different feedback loops. They have different ways to get feedback and get information on their product. I mean, you should ask as many people as you can, if you have that access to other people too. What do you think about my idea? What's the first question you have? Give them just a title, give them just a tagline and say, how do they react to that? Or let's say you've come up with an app and you name it XYZ. What do you think about an app like this? What's the first question they ask after that? Or let's say you have a business idea or a community that you're starting. Give them just a tagline for what you're planning to have as your headline and maybe a sub-headline. Give them that, see what they say. Those are just little simple things, but the most important thing is that you need to ask as many people as you can that ideally could be your target market too. But also be open to getting feedback from people that may not be your target market. But you got to listen to that feedback maybe with a grain of salt, but you should always listen for little nuances that you may not have thought of. So you don't need another course. You don't need another idea. One of the ideas that you probably have right now is great. What you need is a new implementation process, a new feedback loop, a new way to look at these things from a totally different perspective. But you also need to hone in on your target market, because if you go too wide, that is absolutely not the answers. Like they say, go an inch wide and a mile deep. That is a much better chance for you succeeding that way, as opposed to trying to go a mile wide and an inch deep. So nichifying down, I can tell you right now, that's an advice you want to take right now. And in doing so, start talking to the right people. Kind of contradicts a little bit what I said earlier when they see your tagline, because maybe you're somebody that's not in your target group. I mean, because maybe they're not thinking like they would. So, but you also could end up with good ideas from them. It's like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. But you want to get your target market to talk to you. You want to find out the vocabulary that they use. What kind of feeling and thought pattern do they go about when they're going to make a decision, hopefully to buy your product or service? Now, here's another thing that's really important. When you get these people in your mastermind, you absolutely want to have accountability partners in one or two or more of them, maybe the whole group. I've come across so many people that struggle with accountability. It has to do with procrastination. And who the hell doesn't procrastinate? I am also one of them. And I am holding myself accountable, but also having business partners that are holding me accountable. And my wife, she's kicking my ass too, saying, Alf, when are you going to do this? When are you going to implement this? When are you going to do that? And absolutely, we need those people around us. And you want to have somebody that really has your best interest at heart, but also understand your psyche. Somebody that nudges you the right way, because if you get nudged the wrong way, sometimes it could have the opposite effect too. Sometimes that happens to me as well. So make sure that you communicate a little bit. Okay, here's what I need. I need a positive reinforcement. I just only need nagging. All these things you also have to be honest with yourself. Are you getting this feedback? Are you doing something about it? Are you succeeding with it? So that should be a measure for yourself as well, because you got to get off the pot, or take a shit or get off the pot, as they say. Sorry, pardon my French, but that's really what this is about as well, right? So being in a group elevates and increases your chances 7 to 8 times of succeeding, and you want to make sure that it's measurable, you feel that it's achievable, and it's time specific as well. So that's a couple of very important things you want to take with you. There's also something else I've also been learning about lately, and that's a 72-hour method of creating the momentum. So if you want to give yourself a little bit of time, you want to also specify that time. So set that to the 72-hour method, where you're going to decide, okay, here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to decide very quickly if I'm going to follow this idea or not. That gives you a specific time, a window of opportunity to go after that. So that could be one way to just move yourself forward. Hopefully this little tip here today made a difference for you. I would love for you to comment below and subscribe and like this channel. That's important for me. And most importantly, comment so that we can start in the conversation. If you want to set up a call with me, there's a link right down below. You can click on, ask me any questions mastermind related. I'm here to help you succeed, just like I also succeed. And let's see each other on the other side, and click that link below, and I'll talk to you on the other side. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao, ciao.